This section is all about loading and cleaning data. In this section, we are mainly going to take a look at loading data from online sources, CSV sources, MySQL DB, understanding data in R and Python, and cleaning data. I have selected these data sources for a particular reason. Mostly at your work or in real life, you will find yourself in situations where you might have to load data either directly from online sources, MySQL, or the most common thing, a flat file. We'll be understanding this process both in R and Python, and also a little explanation of the code on what we want to achieve. Downloading data from online sources. In this video, we are mainly going to see how to manually download data from an online source in CSV format and then downloading the same data via R and Python. So in this example, we are going to make use of the UCA adult dataset. Well, we are already familiar with it. You can find it at this link, and you can download it from Kaggle in CSV format from this link. Now, 80% of any data visualization task is cleaning the data. If your data is clean, your data is in the proper format, has the proper structure, then your visualization task is considerably reduced. And I'm not exaggerating it. You are literally going to be spending 80% of your time on data. Now, let me show you how we can directly download data in R. But since you already downloaded a CSV file from Kaggle, let me show you how we load that too. So, as I had introduced to you guys before, this is how an R console looks. So what you might want to do is go to File and create a new project. Hit New Directory. Once you have done New Directory, go to an empty project. Specify the name. Specify the Create Project as subdirectory of. And if you're going to create a Git repository and probably want to upload your code, it's a good idea to click this. So what it does is that it creates a git ignore file and a git init file, thus making your life a bit simple while you want to push it to GitHub or GitLab. And click on create project. Once you've done on create project, you'll see your project name in the top right section over here. You'll also see all your project related files present. Well, you just downloaded the CSV file from Kaggle. Put it in the directory that you specified for our project, so it should be visible to you. Now, it's a good habit to create something known as libraries.r in R coding language. Well, why are we creating these libraries.r? Well, we want R to be smart enough in order to understand that we want a particular package in order for our data analysis and visualization. In case R does not find the package installed on the native machine, we want R to download it and install it, for which I have written a small function. This function basically just checks if the R package that is specified in the lib name is present on the native machine. If yes, then it just loads it. If not, it installs it and then loads it. So for this section, I will be needing a package known as RMySQL, data table, a few other packages which you can probably ignore for now. The next code that I have written is present in data.r. So the first thing that data.r does is call the libraries.r file. It's a good idea to segregate your code as loading packages, downloading data, and your analysis code. R allows you to call one set of code from another code. For example, this libraries.r code that I've written here will be called in data.r. So let us execute this. So I just executed source libraries.r, and if you can see my R console, you can see I've got a message, completed loading libraries, which shows that the libraries function is now run. Now, I had specified the link to you to download the UCA adult dataset. Well, here I'm using a function known as read.table. Read.table does nothing but take the link from which you want to download the data. It asks how is the data separated? How is each row and the columns per row separated? Well, in our case it is separated with the help of a comma. If you go on this link, you will see that there is no header. Hence we are specifying the headers false here and specifying the header names manually ourselves. Let's hit this statement. Well, upon executing it, it's going to take a lot of time. Why? Because you're manually downloading data directly from R onto your global function environment. So let's give it a moment. Alright, so we finally were able to download our data directly from the UCA adult dataset. And just as a good practice, we created these print statements which act as a log to us. Now, we finally downloaded the data, right? But this data is stored in our memory at the current moment. Because we have anyways downloaded the data from R, we would like to save it, right? So R provides a function known as write.csv, in which I'm specifying the variable which I wanted to write to CSV and what name I want to keep of that CSV file. Let's execute this statement. So it's this simple to download data from an online source in R and save it as a CSV file. Okay, this was a bit simple, but what about loading data from a CSV file? Well, loading data from a CSV file is even more simple. What we simply need to do is write a read.csv statement in which we specify the file. In case the file is not in the same project path, well, you need to specify the entire path, comma, whether it has a header or not. That's it. R takes care of the remaining.